We've often said actually before that there's a quote from Teller where he says that he believes he's a successful magician because he thinks like a movie editor, and we like to consider that we think we're successful magicians because we think like scientists.
Yep, I think that's true. So, in your mind, what makes for a good mentalism routine?
I think the most important thing is a connection with the audience, and that doesn't just go for mentalism; it goes for magic as well. And the problem I think often you get with mentalism routines is that it's even more of a superpower than magic is. Magic is quite the superpower because you're doing something impossible, whereas mentalism is even more so because there is no possible physical cause of it. You can't, so, you know, I wave this magic wand, or I snap my fingers, or I sprinkle this fairy dust. You know, it's always, I have this incredible power, and often skill. These days, it's often presented as skill, and that can be quite alienating for an audience. And so you have to really work very hard to make it relatable.
In point as well, that the mistake a lot of magicians make is that thinking that connection with the audience means connection with the person whose mind you're reading.
Precisely.
Whereas we mean connection with the entire audience who are watching, not just with the person who you've pretended to hypnotize and are now telling them the name of the first person they kissed.
Because mentalism is so small, it's even smaller than a coin vanish, because it's infinitesimally small. It's in someone's mind, and you have to work very, very hard to include everyone in what's going on. Be that by showing your process, be it real or fake process, whatever that process is, or by when you're asking someone on stage with you, your volunteer to think of something, giving the opportunity of everyone to also have a connection to the thing. So rather than saying, I'd like you to think of the first person that you kissed, like Rob was just sort of said, because that's a very personal thing, and it doesn't immediately cause everyone else to think about the first person that they've kissed for a whole plethora of reasons. Whereas if you say to someone, I want you to think about the supermarket that you prefer to shop at, then everyone sort of instantly has an opinion. It's a very relatable thing. It's a very instantaneous reaction to that. It just makes it more connected, I think, if you're a bit more careful about what you choose as your subject matter.
It's just more interesting for an audience as well, in that if you reveal a name or a number, or, I mean, you know, let's say the number of someone's bank card or something, or the serial number of a dollar bill, no one cares what the answer is. I mean, they care if you get it right or not, but also they kind of know you're going to get it right. But no one cares what the answer is. Whereas if you can do a piece of mentalism where the information you're revealing, if it is a piece of mentalism, it is personal to person, but also the rest of the audience care about it. So we talk in the book Politics that we wrote about, I think, musical artists, and saying like what your favorite musical recording artist is. Not only do people know who the Beatles are or know who the Stones are in terms of like, oh, saying that, but that answer says something about you as a person when giving it. So it makes the audience member part of the sort of the story of the trick, where you get someone up and you want to think of where they shop, or what they would order in a cocktail bar, or what music they listen to. Those things are the kind of things that people kind of would use as getting to know you questions with someone. You know, that sounded like if you met a stranger and went, oh, okay, what's your favorite movie trilogy of all time? And what was the last book you read? And so like, those are things that say something about you. Whereas just saying, think of the name of someone close to you, no one in the audience cares whether that name is Sarah or John or
it's too personal.
Whatever. It's too personal.
It's too close.